Alright, welcome back to Bike Talk episode 5, where I review or roast your bike. You can see what's happening here. So we've got the new camera going on, an old camera. Alright, first up we got Milo. What's up, Milo? And here's his bike. He's got a little descriptor here. He said, bought off grandma for 80 bucks. I made the rack by hand and I know the dry bag is the worst. Should I buy better tires? I'm planning on making a half-size frame bag. And he said, roast me. So yeah, here it is. Here's his bike, up for a little roast, so gotta roast him for this front rack. I say good effort making it yourself, but it's probably tilted way too forward. If you put something on here, it'll probably just slip off anyway. Gonna roast him for this little cable here. Seems a little bit wonky. And definitely roasting him for the grip, the grip shifts. Yeah, I hate these grip shifts. They, I don't think they feel that good. And also when you try to service them or install them or whatever, they're a little bit tricky as well. Kind of just reminds me of kids' bikes when you don't know how to switch gears with your thumb. And then here we got ATM or ep.5 machine. Looks like he's been collecting, collecting payments here from people. I'm not sure what he does on this bike. But he said he's got a little dry bag here wrapped around the brake. So just be careful with that. And he asked, should he make a frame bag? I think, yeah, sure, make a frame bag. I think that'd be pretty cool. It'd fit in there pretty nicely. I mean, you got pretty good skills for the rack. So yeah, if you can make it straight, you can probably make the frame bag straight as well. And then just running 3x7. Seems pretty heavy duty. V-brakes here. And he also asked you to get new tires. I think the tires are pretty good. I don't see them blowing out or anything. So yeah, the sidewalls seem pretty good. You might have a little bit here, but yeah, I just run them until they go and then get new ones. But yeah, overall pretty cool bike. I gotta roast you right here for this Beatles haircut. Unless you're trying to be in the Beatles, then yeah. Alright, thanks Milo. Next one we got Luke. What's up, Gary? What's up, Luke? This is my 89 GT Tequesta. Much love from Colorado. And he said roast his bike. This is his bike. Yes, I'm going to roast him for his bike being too pink. And what else has he got? I think going to roast him for the pedals and grips as well. He kind of went a little too matchy with everything. So usually when there's a colorful frame, you don't really need all these extra stuff, otherwise your bike kind of looks like a toy or something. And he's got XCE Suntour brake levers, maybe Suntour brakes. They look like Shimano brakes actually. And he's got the Suntour shifter, moto bars, BMX stem. He's actually got moto bars because he's got the little knurling on the left and right here. And yeah, other than that stuff, not too much to roast. Here's a little side shot so I can make it bigger. Yeah, so gonna roast him for the pedals the crank arms not being level. Once again, too cute with the chainring bolts, and he could have flipped this chainring on the inside as well. Gonna roast him for this brake cable right here, and the quick release seat lever. It's in a little bit of a funny position. And then gonna roast him for this ride slow, die whenever sticker, because he doesn't actually have any Street Slim parts on there, so just a little bit of a roast there. But yeah, that's basically it. Overall, pretty cool bike. I think it looks pretty sick actually. But yeah, thanks for sending that in. I like the old school GT graphics as well. I think they look rad. Alright, Luke, thanks for sending that in. Next one is Mihai, and it's an Arrowhead by Villager. Hey Gary, this is my freshly built, late 90s, most likely carbon commuter. Roast it till the frame cracks, please. The Yoda stick is not a bribe. Greetings from Bucharest, Romania. All the best, Michael. Thanks for the support. And here's his parts. Novatec DS, DS hubs, 41442 hubs, Ride Big Bull rims, NOS RockShop Recon, 100mm travel, solo air, reverse component single speed, Pro RM11 headset, Continental Cross Kings, 2.3, zoom stems, zoom handlebars, BB UN 300, Acera cranks, Cox, Bubica, chain tensioner, generic design used by literally everyone if you ask me. Yeah, a lot of companies they get all their stuff from the same supply and then they just put their logo on. Shimano XT brakes and levers, forgot the code, NOS Club Roost brake boost on the rear. First of all, I'm going to roast him for these cute little bits. The valve caps here, and then this ugly orange cabling. And also this little Velcro strap holding it together. I think that's pretty gross as well. And then the grips, matching grips again. I think It's a little bit of a little overkill there. And then his running single speed, I'd say his chain is too long for the single speed. I think he could make it a little bit shorter because he might not have enough tension on the chain tensioner here. And then the other main thing, he said these were 100 mil travel, but I'm pretty sure these aren't 100 mil. They look actually like way longer, like 120 or 130. So what happened is that basically he's got the wrong forks on there and it throws his geo off. You can see this chainstay and BB is actually almost pointing up a little bit too high. And yeah, I think this frame was probably used for a lower travel fork, maybe like 80 or something. And then gonna roast him for this stem stack here as well. More picks, brake booster. It looks like this is I think some type of carbon composite frame. So this chainstay would be pretty stiff already. And yeah, he probably doesn't need this club roost brake booster on there. Again, with the little matching bits, maybe too much. Maybe don't need that. Yeah, here you go. Carbon fiber bonded tubing. So probably carbon fiber with aluminum joins or steel joins. Alright, so it looks like he sent a couple more pics. He was too eager to send and it accidentally clicked it. Black Spy chainring. Black Spy chainring's pretty cool. I always like their stuff. The pins on his pedals look pretty slippery, so if you need to, I would just like file these a little bit to get a little bit more grip on them. Reverse components, again with the color. Roasting him for his quick release being too long. And isn't this spring meant to be inside the arm here? I'm not sure what this is. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like this is meant to go inside the chain tensioner. And then yeah, this is his basically his last pick. Gonna roast him, yeah, for the tall stem and then the flat bars. You can probably get like a high rise bar and then put his stem down a little bit. But yeah, overall pretty cool bike. I've never seen this frame before. It looks like a pretty sick frame. And then the tires are good as well. So yeah, thanks for sending Mihai. Pretty cool. Alright, next up we got Dale. He said rate or roast. It's an Orbea Elma 2013. So yeah, first I'm going to roast him for leaning his bike up against a wall drive side with the seat. Probably scratch your seat up if it's not scratching up, this kind of stuff. And then the bike itself is, I guess it's fine. I think it's like a newer build, and it's got some nice forks on there. This brake cable is probably too short, and SLX running, yeah, 2x9, 2x10, something like that. It's got some, maybe these are carbon rims or something, and got some slicks. So yeah, I think this bike is just basically, it's a little bit confused on what it wants to be. It looks like it wants to be a road bike, but it's actually a mountain bike. And yeah, I think it also has these kind of like racing graphics, these very like corporate graphics, maybe some F1 graphics, but yeah, it's still kind of confused on what it wants to be. But yeah, it kind of needs to sort that out. And then yeah, the only other thing is I think this lip looks pretty sick to skate. If you wax this up, it would be like on a nice little curb to ride. But yeah, other than that, not too much to it. I think this bike, yeah, probably just gets you around. Looks like you got some nice views there. So yeah, thanks for sending in, Dale. Cheers. Alright, next up is Giuseppe, and it's a GT Timberline hard critique. Hi Gary, what a great idea this is. I'll leave critique to you, obviously, but I'd like your opinion on this, please. So I ride, track, and road mainly, and I want to keep a similar riding position, semi-aggro. And by looking at the measurements online, I decided I could go half size up, 19.5, and by up inches BB to the top of the seat tube. Since I wanted to put a much shorter stem than the original one, so I could reduce the upper body extension, if that makes sense, I thought that it's 17 inch. There's so many measurements here. 17, 18 inches would feel a tad small with these adjustments. I could be wrong, but I'm still looking for an 17, 18 GT to investigate. Having said that, measurements are pretty similar to all my other bikes, but still feels a bit different, like it's not the perfect size for me. Maybe just the weight. When other bikes are the right size for me, they feel pretty good. Would love to have your word about it. Cheers, take care. Greetings from the UK. Here's a pic for you. 21.5 inches can to the very top seat tube. I don't even know what that means. Alright, so he sent this pic, which is a pretty funny pic. He kind of like sprayed the background black because it was like locked to a fence or something, and then he sent me a better pic. So I appreciate sending me the better pic, makes it way easier. So first, he kind of said he likes riding track and road, but then he decided he could go half size up. So if you're going to a mountain bike, I definitely wouldn't go half size up if you're going to going from track and road, because half size up makes it bigger than it should be. If anything, I would go down. Usually going smaller in size would be better, because when you're riding off-road, you have more gap between your legs and the frame. So first and foremost, I'd say that. And then if you want to have a more aggressive riding position, I would probably, a smaller frame would help that as well, because you get a longer stem, and then you'd be more over the bike, and the bike would be more underneath you. So yeah, Giuseppe, sorry about that. This would have to be a cruiser. But yeah, overall pretty sick frame. It's just like a Timberline, GT Timberline. Has some nice tires on it, running 3x9, and has like a upside down BMX stem with probably BMX bars or moto bars. Has a nice flight saddle here. But yeah, overall, I would go smaller. I don't know what you're riding on your road bike at the moment, but I would go, slightly smaller frame. The frame is going to go slightly smaller because when you measure the seat tube, most mountain bikes, they will have a lower standover height. So I wouldn't try to match that up. I would, if anything, I would try to match up your top tube to your road bike to see what the reach is. And then you just have to take into account that most mountain bikes will have a slightly slacker head tube and seat tube angle. So it'll be slightly less aggressive, but you can still kind of get a longer stem and make it feel fast. But yeah, pretty cool bike. Got some nice bones on there. Thanks, Giuseppe. Thanks for sending that in. All right, next up is Luka. And he said, roast in his subject. My first ever build, bought it secondhand and only told me they bought it in the French Alps. That's pretty cool. She is from Belgium. So yeah, this is what I was saying before on the previous bike. Like most of them have like kind of like a longer top tube as well. So if you size it from a road bike, you want to get something shorter and then have the long stem. But yeah, he wants me to roast his bike. So yeah, I'm going to roast it. I'm going to say the top tube is too long with the drop bars for how high your seat post is. I feel like you're going to be stretching out pretty far here. You already have the levers pointed up. So yeah, it's a little bit high, I think. And then I just like a yellow frame with black stays. I think this has been sprayed before. It looks like someone sprayed the back. He got it from the French Alps, which it could be. The frame seems alright. Looks like it's put together alright. Gonna roast you for your cable here. Looks a little bit funky. Same with this other cable here going to your fork. It's gonna scratch every time you turn. This is pretty funny as well. You got a thumb shifter on the end, like a makeshift bar end shifter, which is pretty interesting, I think. And then I'm going to roast you for having these two cables coming out from this side. Looks a little tight. Running one by. Here's another pick. Got a little frame bag action happening. Got these kind of eBay cranks. Got some shoes here. Gonna roast you for having these shoes, but then not having SPDs when you have SPD pedals. Unless you customize these shoes, but I doubt it. And yeah, that's basically it. Looks like you got panners on here, so it looks like you use it a lot. Got some dirt happening. Got Holotech too, and then a little rear rack. But yeah, overall looks pretty cool. Looks like a good ride. I'm not sure what this is. This kind of looks like wombat poo, but obviously you're not from Australia, so it could be something else. But yeah, nice bike. Cheers, Luka. All right, next one up is Stewart. Hi Gary, huge fan of the channel. Thank you very much. I like how you reuse a lot of parts and don't have a massive shop to work with. Yeah, my shop's pretty small. I got a OneDrive, pics, and a link to my bike I commute on in Toronto. Hope this works. I don't have any public socials. I got this 96 Trek for commuting during winter, but I ended up liking so much I sold my gravel bike and just use this one full time. It's pretty busted when I picked it up, so I got a few things done to it. New SimWorks get around bars, DIY front rack, and wall basket following your vid. That's awesome. We'll see how it looks. I made a steel bracket to get around the canties, but didn't paint it. It's rusty, but it looks like it'll hold a while. I snuck an air tag into it too. Crank Brothers pedals, spur bell from my girlfriend. Trigger shifters because grip shifters are crime. Totally agree. I think I've roasted the other bike just before about that. Cables and cable housing, of course. Let me know what you think of my shit bike. Love this stuff and care it could work. Thanks, Stewart. So you asked for a roast. So let's try this image up. What's the ads happening now? Alright, this is his bike. This will do this. Save you some ads. Save your eyes some ads. Alright, you wanted a roast. Okay, so overall, I think pretty sick bike actually. Looks pretty well put together. But yeah, gonna roast him for this rack. It seems like it's tilting forward a little too much. Yeah, it's got a little needs a little fixing, I think, because of this. So I think what you can do. So basically, it looks like you put a rear rack on the front, and what you can do is if you have a little plate here, a little metal plate extender, you can actually push everything up. So I think that could help. Maybe it looks like you got some plates here already. So if you build another plate here and just drill like a couple holes in there, it'll prop this up, and then yeah, you won't get the sloping issue and you won't get the touching your fender issue there. But yeah, definitely appreciate the effort. Good to get it going. Got some nice bars. I like this frame. It has like a cool color to it. And then the Veta saddle is a classic. Got some lights on. Safety first. More picks here. Just on the rear. Is that the same pick? Yeah, just more of his bars and stuff. But yeah, not much to roast on this one. I think it looks pretty good. Looks like pretty good setup. It's got like the wider bars, so it makes it a little bit more comfortable. Got some nice levers on there. Got a nice basket on there. But yeah, overall pretty cool, I think. I don't think there was much to roast on this one. I think if anything, I can just roast you for this cup being a little bit rusty. But yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, looking good. Nice bike. Thanks for saying Stewart. Not too much to roast. Alright, next one is Nate. Hi Gary, feel free to review and roast my hog. This is an heirloom bike that my dad so graciously gave to me when he upgraded. He can't fully remember where he bought it from, but a guy from Colorado around 93. Kind of a large frame, but whatever. It's Performance Bikes Tangent US Cycling Team Edition. I've seen maybe 3 other photos of the bikes online. A few with the purple, some of my color frame, and another with the same wicked sweet turquoise fade. I did a bit of resto mod to it to make it suitable for my needs, mainly as a commuter bike, Aron bike, but soon to be a bike packing rig. This bike handles all sorts of riding I throw at it. Here's the parts list. S&M Mad Dog MX bars, SMN holder grips, I like those grips. OG Sunday free stem, Bell cycles, Spurs cycle bell, State Bicycle Co., Grateful Dead Sunday freeze, top load stem, wall bar, blue lug, light, Panaracer tires, Nigel, Nagene, bottle, cage, Rock Bros pedals, turbo saddle, bus savers, mud guard, cool stock brake pads, Dior DX, shifters, cranks, 1x7 40T up front, Diacom cantiers with SS5 levers, DX hubs, lace 2, Vantage comp rims, Rock Bro pedals. Thanks for looking. Really glad to find your page a while ago. Love the vids. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Nate. And it's Young Fisheye. Okay, so seeing from all this stuff, it looks like it's going to be pretty sick. So let's see. He asked for a review roast, so we can kind of just do whatever. All right, gonna roast him for having too much carbohydrates here. It's kind of overloading. He probably packed this bag full of carbohydrates. So you got to cut down on these empty calories. And then it's got the yin and yang bar ends, which is pretty cool. I don't think he mentioned the bar ends, but maybe he just said something. Be careful your receipt, it's going to fly out of your pocket. Alright, here it is. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy looking bike. I think, yeah, I'm going to roast him for going too hard on the colors, even with this little adapter. Too much blue, and I think he's got a pretty colorful frame, so I'm going to roast him for that. And it looks like he has like the blue and brown going on, which is pretty wild as well. Never seen that. I do like the bars. The bars look pretty cool. And then here, it looks like you got some more donuts in here. That looks like a donut box. I don't know where you're from, but it looks like some type of donut or pie. So again, Nate with the empty calories, got to fix that up. Gonna roast him for this brake cable here, going backwards. He's got more accessories here. Little selfie pic here. Can't roast him for his Beatles cut, but he's got a hat going on. And yeah, it looks like a pretty sick setup. He looks like he decked it all out, like with all this blue stuff, the fender, and yeah, I can't even see what that says, but I'm sure it says something. Same with here. It says ACAB. It's got a little film. I'm interested in this film thing. I don't know what that is. Is there some stuff in there, or is it just a canister? A cool little taco truck here, or fast food truck. Looks like, not sure what type of food this is, but it looks good. They got a few people lining up already. This is Pita Express, and this is Skewers. So I think maybe some type of meat. Walking on Wheels is a pretty crazy name. Yeah, definitely I would I would go here just because of this name, Walking on Wheel. Is it walking or woking? I'm pretty sure it's walking. But yeah, here, pretty cool. Got these nice little lights as well. But yeah, overall pretty cool setup. Looks like it's all decked out. Looks pretty fun. Looks like he uses a lot, carries a lot of stuff. He's got some, he's got some big marshmallows here. So again, with the empty calories, gotta fix that up. But yeah, overall pretty cool bike. Let us know what this canister is, Nate. And yeah, thanks for sending in. Cheers. Alright, next one is Michael. And he said, absolutely rip his bike to shreds. Criticize everything, please. Don't hold back. My 1995 Kurahara Fast Track Bikepacker. Bonus pick in snow mode. Cheers from Finland, Michael. Alright. First of all, I'm going to roast this wall. Whoever decided to put this texture on this wall is, yeah, it's disgusting. And Michael decided to put his bike up against it, touching this disgusting wall to take a photo. I wouldn't go close to this wall. Looks so bad. Alright, first and foremost, gonna roast him, his bike being too matchy again, with a little too cute with all the pedals, the cables. They're kind of like not matching purple with the frame, but he matched it with the grips. A little bit of overkill there. Even with the valves right there, gonna roast him for that. Gonna roast him for this little neck here on the rim here. Right, his rims aren't straight. Gonna roast him for this fender not being straight again. Looks a little buckled here. Gonna roast him for having a drink bottle holder with no drink bottle. Gonna roast him for his frame bag being too short. It could be slightly longer here. He's gonna have an empty gap right here. Okay, let's see more pics. Roast him for the crank arm not being parallel to the ground. Alright, so it redeems himself with this picture of the sky. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think he can't even see his bike, so he may as well, for this, he may as well just not have gotten off the bike and just stayed on the bike and just took the photo. I think this kind of ruins the photo, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Not much else. Looks like he's running a friction shifter here on the stem, on the steerer. And then yeah, I'm gonna roast him for having V brakes, but then still having this little cable hanger there. Looks a little bad. Yeah. Oh look, he's got more bottle holders here, so I'm gonna roast him again for not having bottles on there. You don't know whether he actually uses them or just puts them there for looks. Alright, Michael, thanks for sending it in. Cool bike. Alright, next one is Aron. I found this frame 2008, 2009 in Washington, D.C., abandoned. It's mainly single speed, but all components are newer to it since it needed a fresh drivetrain rebuild. And yes, I have and still do ride it on my local Long Island, New York mountain bike trails. So yeah, that's kind of far from DC, right? So he probably moved from DC to Long Island, and he just wants a review of his bike. Hard rock frame, single speed, with wolf tooth chain over ring, derailleur as a chain tensioner, WTB hubs, wheels, tires, Avid brakes, RockShox U-turn. Alright, yeah, overall looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool bike. Yeah, looks like a fun bike to hop around on. Got some nice forks on there. They should be pretty solid. And let's see some of the other photos. He's running the SRAM as a derailleur. I think that's a good option. Got some nice tires on here, some fat tires. Looks like it's got some mud on there, so gives it a ride around a little bit. Got a nice front ring on there as well. Yeah, overall looks pretty cool. I've always wanted to try these forks where you can adjust the travel. I think that'd be handy. And then yeah, got some nice hubs and it's got the Avid brake there. But yeah, overall pretty cool bike. Looks like a fun ride, has some nice components. I think when you keep your bike simple or a single speed, you can afford to put some of the nicer components on there, so it should make it a fun ride. But yeah, it looks fun. Thanks for sending Aron. Appreciate it. Alright, next one is Mortiz. Gravel bike build with an old Peugeot bike with a Shimano 105 grip set, Campy record cranks, and giant wheels. Love to ride this bike. And he wants a review and a roast. So he just sent this pic. So yeah, overall I think pretty cool. It's got some nice tires on there. That makes a huge difference. And running 2x9 105 is a pretty light grip set, so it's kind of like a gravel bike type deal with the fatter tires on there. And then he's got Ritchie Venture Max, looks like Venture Max bars, pretty cool. And then Shimano 105 shifters. But yeah, overall looks pretty fun. Looks like a fun bike. Only thing I'm going to roast is you got this straight laced so if you're going off-road a little bit, it might not be strong enough. But yeah, at least your wheels are going to be pretty light. But yeah, overall pretty cool bike. It's a nice tall bike. Looks like the right size for him as well. Doesn't have to seat up super high or anything like that, since he's got a long head tube, long seat tube already. But yeah, it looks pretty sick. Nice one, Moritz. Thanks for sending that in. Alright, next one is Clint. Alright, I think this is going to have to be the last bike just because my battery is on 9%. So Clint, here's my first build. Planning on adding a front rack, 92 anti-low, micro shift shifters, Max, avid brake levers, XH 400 cranks, nuke-proof pedals, Moloko bars, and bar bag, Moloko bars, 130, adjustable Amazon stem, spin wheels, donated by a friend, Continental Cross Kings 2.2s. Haven't decided what saddle I'm going to go with, but this one's comfy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty sick bike. Yeah, that's awesome. This looks like something from, it looks like something from the future with this kind of, those spin wheels. I've always wanted to try these spin wheels too, but yeah, they're kind of hard to get. But yeah, it looks sick. I love the purple, adding a little bit of color here on a kind of more plainer frame. I think that works well. And then it's got some crazy wrap going on here. It's got this crazy stem, which looks pretty cool. Looks pretty tech here. Yeah, it looks like a fun bike for sure. Got a little back rack happening here. But yeah, I think the wheels really make this bike. It kind of makes it, it looks like it's from the future for sure. From the wheels, I think the wheel combo, and got some nice tires as well. The wheel combo and the tall stem. I think that looks pretty cool. And I think these bars, you can't really see the bars from the photos he sent, but these bars have multiple hand positions as well. And I think, make it kind of like a nice touring bike. And it's got a nice solid crankset, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it looks cool. Definitely I'll ride that bike. Thanks for saying that in, Moritz. Alright, I'm going to end the video now. Thanks for watching, and let me know what's your favorite. Let me know what you think. The queue is at 99 at the moment, so it went up from last time. But I'll try to get to it a little bit more often. Just had a few hiccups this week. But yeah, thanks for sending. And thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. And I'll catch you next one. Peace.